Okay, so picking back up, as the number of bars we use increases to infinity, the area under the curve becomes these bars with this approximation converges to the true area under the curve. And that's true if you use right endpoint, left endpoint, or midpoint approximations. So now we have this issue where we want to go ahead and use infinitely many bars. And that's going to be a hard thing where we don't want to do that by hand every single time of, writing the whole thing out by hand. So we're going to get what are called power sums. And this will let us handle if we have big summations, because like whenever we did 4 of them, we had to go through by hand and calculate all of these. So if you have 10,000 of those, you don't want to go through and have to calculate like all 10,000, the f of whatevers for all 10,000 of them, and then type in 10,000 different bits to your calculator. So if it's only 4 or 6 or 8, like, yeah, you can do it that way, but there's like 30 of them even, or I don't know, 100 of them, you probably don't want to do it by hand. So we're going to get these, we're going to get some of these, get some of these better tools here to deal with it. So we're going to cover power sums, which are sum of j equals 1 up to n of just j itself. This will give us 1 plus 2 plus so forth and so on, all the way up to n. This is can be also taken care of as the formula n times n plus 1 over 2. And whenever we did this in class, I didn't write down the second formula, but we're going to put that down in here, that n squared over 2 plus n over 2. This is another version of that formula. So we get also a sum of j equals 1 up to n of j squared. This would equal 1 squared plus 2 squared plus so forth, so on, all the way up to n squared. And your formula for that would be n times n plus 1 times 2n plus 1, all that over 6. And its secondary formula is going to be n cubed over 3 plus n squared over 2 plus n over 6. And the final power sum we get is j equals 1 up to n of j cubed, which is going to equal 1 cubed plus 2 cubed plus 3 cubed, 4 cubed, all the way up till you get to n cubed. And this thing's formula is n squared times n plus 1 squared, all that over 4. And we get that equals n to the 4th over 4 plus n cubed over 2 plus n squared over 4. So this is kind of this part here, we're just doing a little bit of setup, and we'll finish off the examples. Kind of pause on this here and pick up and finish off the examples in the next part.